Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Colorful Conversation. I'm so excited today to invite all of you to my latest boot camp. If you have followed me for any amount of time, you know that at least twice a year I do a full-on boot camp, and I also do my little impulsive pop-ups, which we just finished last Monday. If you haven't seen the replay, you do not know what you're missing. Everyone is raving over the pop-up and how much great information it was and how many changes they've made as a result of attending the pop-up. So you don't want to miss this next training. It is called the Corrective Color Remix. And I'm super excited about it because there are so many things you need to know about corrective color, and it's always ever changing. The beginning of the vivid movement of the unicorn hair and all the things that need to happen for that pastel and vivid color to stay in the hair also presents a boatload of trouble for us when we try to take it out. So if you're anything like me, it's a constant learning curve, and it's always growth in that direction of what works, what doesn't, and getting a little creative every once in a while. So the dates are April 20, of course, I should have this in front of me. It's a Monday. I think it's the 26th. Let me double check that. Yes, April 26, 27, and 28, 3 nights in a row. Attending live is always best because you can ask questions and it's more interactive and engaging, but rather than miss it at all, sign up anyway so that you have access to the boot camp replay. If you have been to any of my boot camps, you know it's not a bunch of, oh, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but then you have to pay me for more. It's not that. I go deep on everything. I'm always happy to share everything that I know and can help people as much as possible. So it's, enough information. If you just attend the boot camp, you're going to get a lot of value from it. And then at the end of the boot camp, I always invite everyone to a free masterclass, which is even a deeper dive. And in that masterclass is when I invite you to join my Hair Color Secrets Insider membership, because most people at the end of the boot camp realize how much more there is to know, and they're excited to dig in and have some coaching. So that's how it works. Again, it's the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Day one, we're going to dive into Brassiness. My kick brass class by itself sells for $30. So I will be sharing the tips from my kick brass class on day one of the boot camp. So you don't want to miss that, because what you're going to find out that brassiness is not something that happens to us. It's something that we create as colorists. It's not my client pulled warm, my client has wacky warm hair. No, it's we're doing things chemically that are welcoming the warmth and brassiness, and we don't even realize it. So that's huge. So that's day one, is let's kick brass. Day two, I'm calling it the yin and yang of corrective color, because we all have those clients that are seasonally challenged with their color. That's a nice word to put it, seasonally challenged. You have that client. Two just popped into my mind, one more so than the other, where she never, ever, ever stays with a color for more than one visit. So you can imagine how challenged her hair is. One visit, she sees Cameron Diaz on the cover of W Magazine as a rich, deep Kardashian brunette, and she was blonder than me, and we had to take her to Cameron Diaz dark. And then, of course, needless to say, the next visit, which is only 6 weeks later, she wants to be Jennifer Aniston honey blonde in between the light platinum and the deep chocolate brown. So navigating that has taught me a lot, and I'm happy to share it with you. So I'm calling it the yin and yang of corrective color, from blonde to black and back. And we've all been there. So that's going to be a great deep dive on how to do that as safely and as conditioning as possible. Day three is all about corrective tools. So I'm going to show my age here. I have been a hairstylist for 35 years. And when I started out, if someone needed corrective color, we did not have the tools that you now have. So you are all spoiled with things that are so much more gentle and so much more designed to be used for what we need them to be used for. So last night when I was creating some of the branding for this workshop, I was going down the rabbit hole of the history of hair color and like, when did demis come on the scene, and when did we stop filling with, we used to use a product called filler all, and it was in these like almost like apothecary, clear glass jars that you would see at like Anthropology or some cool retro kind of store, where you could see through the jar, and it had this like super shimmery, almost glitter look to it. It was really beautiful to look at. And there was like pure red, pure 14 karat gold, pure, like more of a yellow warmth, not gold, but more of like a mustard yellow. And there was like more of an orange, or you could mix the red and the yellow together. So somebody said, yikes, I remember filler all. Tell me your name, because you didn't give StreamYard permission. So it just says Facebook user. I'm using StreamYard, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers filler all. So things have changed, and I changed with them. So one of the biggest career suicides that you can do is to get stuck in your ways and be that hairdresser. Oh, hi, Deanna. That hairdresser that's like, we used to do it this way and it always worked for us, and I'm not changing because my dad owned an auto body shop. When I was growing up, he was the local guy that every teenager that wrecked their parents' car went to Eddie Guy and got their car fixed. So they put us through, private Catholic school. Thank you. Luckily, no one was ever hurt. It was little fender benders. But when my brother graduated from high school, he did not want to be in there getting dirty and wearing a mask and spraying cars with paint. He wanted to be in a suit and be that guy. So my dad just kept trying to pull him into the body shop business. And my brother's like, listen, if I'm going to do this, we're getting everything electronic. We're getting, computerized. We're going to check people in on it. My dad was like, oh no, no way. I've done it this way my whole life and I'm not changing it. I've been successful, yada, yada. So I know what that looks like. And for me, I really struggle to not do that, because it is easy, right? When things are working and your clients are happy, it's easy to stay here in your little bubble. So the irony of it is, if you look outside your bubble, you can start to compare yourself to other people. Oh my gosh, she has so many more followers. She has so many more likes. She has so many more things, and she's so much more well-known, and yada, yada, yada. So there's the negative of going outside your comfort zone and looking and seeing what everybody else is doing. But the positive is, for me, it's harder and harder. The more years in the industry that I am, the harder it is for me to have someone that I want to go and pay to see them teach me something new. Because at 35 years, unfortunately, it's like that 360, the thing like curtain bangs. Like now I'm wearing my hair more in the center, trying to do a little curtain bang. This was like 70s, right? In the 70s, everybody parted their hair, Jan Brady, Marsha Brady style down the middle, and wore it straight. Well, now we bend it a little bit with the beach wave. So it's a little bit of an updated version, but it's basically 70s hair. Everything that was comes back again. Right now, Robert Cromines has been really active on Clubhouse. Clubhouse it's only for iPhone users right now, but it's basically like a live interactive podcast where it's all audio. Nobody sees each other. There's just a photo of you on there, and you can ask to go up on the stage and speak and ask a question or whatever. And Robert Cromines has been on there. I don't know how he sleeps, because anytime I get a notification, he's going on there. So it's Rowena. If you know Rowena Yeager, she's really active on there. So he was on there and he was talking about that, like staying relevant and being current and, being on top of things, because you can get lost. Everything can get lost in translation. And he was talking about the Vidal Sassoon Firefly. And when he said Firefly, I was laughing, because in the early 90s, I went to Vidal Sassoon Academy. Best decision I ever made. My daughter was like 9 months old. And I felt like to make it in the industry, I needed to have that Vidal Sassoon training. It bugged me from the time I graduated from beauty school. I did my best with cutting, but I was more of a cut by feel person, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it took me longer to go in, and it was like I was doing one of those bonsai trees, the Asian bonsai, where you're like, snip, okay, snip here, but there's no rhyme or reason. It's not like a Kim Moore HSM haircut where it's like actually, structured and a map. So after 7 years of owning my salon, very successful, booked behind the chair, beyond belief, waiting list, the whole bit, there was nothing wrong with my business. There was nothing wrong with me, but I felt like an imposter. I felt like I was guessing my way through the haircut. And I felt like it was a disservice for the client that they were getting. If I was fighting with my husband, they got a shit haircut. If I was having a great day, they got an amazing haircut. I was an emotional hair cutter, which is why I don't cut hair anymore, because I continued to be an emotional hair cutter. Because with the Vidal Sassoon method, it was so disciplined. And I remember Stephen Moody, for those of you watching who know Stephen Moody, he was a really amazing educator with Vidal Sassoon. He is now with, I think he's with Wella, or he may have been with Wella. Now he's on his own, but he continues to educate, and he's absolutely amazing. And I was blessed to have him as my teacher when I went to Vidal Sassoon for 5 days. And we shut the salon, and I took my whole staff. All of us went. I was like, we're going all in. So we went. My daughter was 9 months old. My husband, God bless him, he was like, go, I've got this. I'll take off from work. I'll take care of, our daughter so that you can go. This is your dream. I don't want to be the thing standing between you and your dream. So it was amazing. And I remember I was trying, yes, so handsome. I was trying to go back to my comfort. He would hold my arm up and it would feel uncomfortable. This feels uncomfortable. And as soon as he would walk away, I would drop my arm down and start doing it the way that I always did it. And he came back around. He knew what I was up to. He looked at me through the mirror, and he came back around and he said, this is not McDonald's. This is not fast food, quick service. This is a discipline. And your client, even though it's going to take you a little bit longer right now to get used to this discipline, this is going to become your new comfort zone. But until you get there, it's going to take time. So you're here to learn something new. Stop going back to your old way, or it will be for nothing. And I'll never forget that. He took the time to say that, and I was doing that. And how many times have you done that at a class? Especially hands-on can be super intimidating. I remember being at Nancy Braun's balayage classes 15 years ago, before anybody even knew what balayage was. And I talk about all the time, I had no fingerprints left on my fingers. The bleach was all over my fingers. I had cotton fuzzies up my nose, all over my apron. My doll head was a mess. And I was just like, where is the escape hatch? How can I leave this class with nobody noticing that I left? And when I tell you 15 years ago, do the math. I was 20 years into the business. I had 2 salons. I was doing big numbers, very successful, full staff, trained my whole staff to be super successful colorists and cutting specialists. And I wanted more. I wanted to know what balayage was, how to do it. When I saw in the magazines, those Victoria's Secret colors, I was like, remember guys, this is 15 years ago. So there were no root shadows. There were no melts. There were no any of those techniques. It was you either highlighted up to the scalp or there was ombre. There was nothing in between. So I wanted to know. And I remember I came back from the class and I wanted to paint everyone. And that was a mistake, because balayage is not for everyone. And that's something that I also see on a lot of the forums where people are like, I balayage this client, she's a level 3 and it's not good. I'm like, level 3? Balayage is not for level 3. That is not what balayage is for. Balayage is supposed to mimic that little gorgeous girl running down the beach in Santa Monica, California with her little boogie board and her little copper tone tan, where the sun has just kissed the tips of her hair and made it look so cool and so pretty, but it was from God and from sun, not from anybody doing any color to it. That's what balayage is for. And we've gotten it twisted and we've turned it into this whole other thing. And then everybody's naming it different things, foliage and Oh my God, there's so many different names. Teasy lights. There's all these different names for saying, I'm going to paint in the pattern of a balayage, but I'm still going to put it in a foil. That is not balayage. So people are putting it on their menu and they're saying, it's balayage, and their clients are like, oh, I have balayage. I'm like, that's not balayage. So I'm sure it drives Nancy Braun crazy. And I know Constance Hartnett, God bless her, she's not doing hair anymore, but I'm sure if she saw what we've done to this business and changed everything, then she would be quite upset. But anyway, as usual, I'm completely off topic. So there is so many new things that have come on the scene as far as corrective color, even in the last, I would say 4 years, 3-4 years, that I'm getting to know and I'm just learning how to use. So I'm going to bring that to you in this boot camp, something that I have learned about that I will try out, and I will show you on swatches what it looked like when I tried it. That's what is going to be what we go over in the boot camp. I want to share this photo. This is an example. I'm kind of giving away one of the things, but I just want to show you an example of things that you would be shocked with. So I just created a fast and fearless foiling workshop. It's a 6-module mini course that is like getting right to the point. It's like quick highlighting techniques, how to do it, how fast they are, how easy they are, and the tools that I use that help me to do these things fast. So when I was creating that, I wanted to do swatches to show how we end up reaching for that high volume of developer and how much of a bad thing that can be in different situations. So I took hair from a doll head, and we all know doll heads never lighten the way that human hair does, even though it's supposed to be human hair. I think there's so many chemical processes that they go through to become a doll head that they just never quite get as light as we would like them to. So I just cut from the back of my doll 3 or 4 pieces of hair, taped them to a big piece of paper or first on foil, and I put lightener on them. So this is the photo. I did it with 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume, and they were all processed for the same amount of time. So all of them sat for 35 minutes at room temperature, just like you see them, just on a piece of foil with the lightener on them. And then they were rinsed, and this is what they look like. And when they all look pretty much the same, but if you really look closely, the 10 volume lightened the most. So there's this whole thing about like 40 volume. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get the big guns in there. But you can see that they were all the same exact head of hair, same exact amount of time. Higher volume did not get any lighter, brighter, or different than the 10, 20, and 30. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss why that is and why, we think that we're doing something great and all we're doing is creating more issues for future corrective situations. I have so many corrective fun tips for you in the yin and yang day 2. So if you're like, I work every day, every one of those days, and I can't come, if you can, move your schedule around, day 2 is going to be the meatiest because that's the yin and yang, the blonde, the black, and back. The kick brass you've heard me talk about in different things. It's going to be good, but you may have heard some of those things. And the tools is the tools. You can come back to that and you can look at that and see what the tools are. But I think day 2, the yin and yang is going to be, so that would be Tuesday. So Tuesday, the 27th, if you can make it. I always make it 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we have people from Europe and Australia and West Coast people. Excuse me, dying over here. Nobody to Heimlich me. Ironically, I love to talk and I love to teach, and my voice is my weakest part of my entire body. I've always had issues with my voice because I love to talk, and I love to talk loud and fast. And my husband says, you don't breathe in between your words. You're like, blah, 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 which I do. But I get excited. I'm talking about things that I get excited about. Diane says, it's overwhelming with all the different names and applications. You talking about the balayage? It is. But just know, Diane, that most of it is BS. As a matter of fact, I call my version of foiled balayage, I come right out and call it bullshit balayage. And it's so cute because my members and the insiders won't say bullshit balayage. Like some of them are super religious and they don't want to say a curse word, and they'll put their pictures up that they're proud of. They're like, oh my gosh, I love how this turned out. I did Elaine's BS bull crap. Some of them will say, or they'll say BS balayage, like they will not say it. And I say it, you know, I probably get a bad my podcast because I curse every once in a while, but that's just who I am. Alicia, hi Elaine. Let me put this on the thing. Hi Elaine from San Diego. I met you with Alejandra and Bonnie with Naked Audience. I said, oh my gosh, I would love to see you again. That's awesome, Alicia. I talk about that experience all the time. That was such an amazing workshop. I've done extensive coaching since then with Alejandra. I did her whole 9-month life coach program, and I did her program to become a life coach. And because of that, I am able to, in my membership, my Hair Color Secrets Insider membership, people join because they want to become better colorists. They become better colorists because of the mindset things that I share with them from the life coaching. So guys, my membership is not like all these other places. You know, people say like Behind the Chair and Hairbrained and this one and that one. They are all amazing and they are great at what they do, but it's a video with, this is how you pick up the hair. This is how you paint it. This is how much you time it. That's not what this is. It is, I have that in there, but there's so much more. It's being able to put boundaries up, not letting your clients walk all over you, how and when to do a price increase and not feel bad about it. How to understand when you have a nasty client that it's nothing to do with you, and how to diffuse it when it happens, because with the life coach piece, you end up having this emotional intelligent superpower. And Alicia understands emotional intelligence because we talked about that at stages. So I would love to reconnect with you. Reach out to me, Alicia. We should have a Zoom call and have coffee together. I would love to see you. So yeah, there's so much more to what we do. If you have a chance and you haven't already, I would love for you to listen to my podcast episode with Dr. Lou. It was just this past Monday, his episode. Deanna said, the membership is the best investment I've ever made. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Thank you for saying that. That means a lot because I really do get so excited when I see people making big changes as a result of being in it. Maria said, can't wait to get started. Awesome, Maria. I got your message and I'm excited for you to get started too. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Gladys said, your classes, yes, your classes work for me. Awesome. Thank you, Gladys. See, I don't get a report card. I don't have anybody who gives me my 6-month review. So hearing that from all of you just makes it so worthwhile for me. I love that I get to do this. When I woke up this morning, I was like jumping out of bed with a big smile on my face because I was like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday, coffee chat. That's how much of a nerd I am. I wake up in the middle of the night with topics in my head and write them on my board so that I can remember to share that, because that's a gift of like an intuition that it like bubbles up into my brain when I'm asleep. I'm not even trying to think about it. And it's like, oh, this needs to be talked about today. What popped into my head was something to add to the boot camp about using Malibu products on gray hair. And it's a huge tip that you are going to want to know. Everyone in our membership was like, why do I not know this? Why do they not put it on the package? And it's important. Christina, it's a game changer. Thank you, Christina. I got to meet Christina in person at our retreat, which I really hope will happen sooner than later. When everyone starts to feel comfortable traveling, we are definitely getting together in person. So you're going to want to join this round of the Hair Color Secrets Insider membership so that you can come to the amazing in-person retreat. I have great guests lined up who are just as excited to come see you as we're excited to see them. But everybody's kind of waiting on this whole COVID mess and whether or not they feel comfortable traveling. So I don't want to push it. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And we will do as many virtual group things as we possibly can. And as you've seen with being in the membership, we can do a lot virtually. We do hands-on classes where I can look and be like, no, 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 you're taking too thick of a section, drop that down. You lost your angle. I can see you. So it's amazing. God bless Zoom. Hey, Julie. Julie said you get an A++ and everything. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. So yes, come to the boot camp. If you haven't had any trainings with me, the boot camp is a great little introduction to me and my style of, I call it mentorship. I love the word mentor because coach, mentor, but I feel like everybody's a coach these days. And it's like such an overused word. I love the word mentor because that's what it truly is. Like I spent time yesterday on the phone with one of our members, Lindsay, who was in a pinch, had a client, shot me a picture of what was going on in the foil. I was like, oh my gosh, no problem. Boom, 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 texted her back. And then she sent me the after and was like, thank you so much. That really helped me. We all get there. We all get into a situation where we're like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. And I don't want to guess. So sorry about this voice today. Robin said, love having you in my back pocket for information. That's exactly, I love that analogy, your back pocket. I want to be like that little, remember those little bobbleheads on your dashboard of your car? I want to be there for you when you need me because this is what I do. I spent 35 years studying hair color and just getting to the bottom of every issue that I ever had. And the biggest one is day one of the boot camp, the Let's Kick Brass. Everyone in the membership finally had that light bulb moment when they entered the membership of why are my clients getting so brassy? Once you learn what you're doing that creates the brass, it is so freeing. You finally understand. I had a woman call me. She was asking questions about the membership. And I said, let's jump on a call. Like when I'm typing back and forth, it's just not as personal. So we jumped on a call and she said, when I join your membership, I just hope that by the end that I can create a cool level 8 on my client when I'm covering her gray. And I said, here's a gift, whether you join or not. There's no such thing as a cool level 8. It does not exist. You cannot lighten anyone from a level 5 with 50% gray to a level 8 and the result be cool. It's not possible. It's possible to make it look like that in a different way, but doing an on-scalp retouch and expecting a cool level 8, where's my little handy dandy level finder? I never don't have it next to me. When you see level 8, what that looks like in the remaining pigment contribution, it's that strawberry orangey color. It's not cool. The only thing cool on the level finder are levels like 1 and 2 and 9 and 10. That's it. And even 9 has a little bit of yellow left over, and it should because you don't want to remove all of the keratin from the hair. That's not good either. I love that. Mother Teresa. Does Mother Teresa curse though? I am the cursing Mother Teresa of hair color. Thank you, Julie. I love that. And listen, guys, Julie has a lot of kids, a lot of grandkids, and a lot going on. And she is super active in the group. She takes everything in. She shows up for every workshop. When I mention someone else that comes in as a guest, she goes to their workshops. So that's the difference, guys. You have to be hungry for the information. And not only that, you have to use the information. Like the pop-up that we just did with Justina and Julie and Christina, so many people reached out and said, oh my gosh, I tried, that thing and it works. Oh, somebody reached out and said, I just did swatches and I realized what I was missing when creating that rich chocolate brown because I looked at it on the swatch and I was like, yes, that's what I want to hear because we're spending our Monday, like that was a totally free training. So we're spending our time getting ready, getting our workshops ready, getting our slides ready, preparing for it, spending the time doing it. For me and for Bryn, my virtual assistant, we have to spend the time with sending out the replays, making sure everybody gets the email. So there's time involved with that. And I'm happy to do it. But I don't want you to roll your eyes and say, oh, that's not true. I've been doing it this way, blah, 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 blah. And when people say I've been doing it this way, I say, are you making 6 figures behind the chair? That's my first question. They go, no, who is? I'm like, I am. My staff is. A lot of my members are. That's what it takes to make six figures, is to not only learn something, but actually put it into practice and do the thing. Don't just talk about the thing, do the thing and see the successes. And try it on a doll head. If it makes you nervous trying it on, a person, do it on the doll head. And she doesn't talk back. She always shows up. You can cut her as short as you want afterwards. Claire said, that was an amazing free event. Thank you so much. Thank you. Stay in touch, Claire. I hope that you'll open my other emails and come to other things. Emma, I have ordered the level finder, would like to join the membership. Being in the UK, yes, every single thing, Emma. And thank you for ordering the level finder. It takes longer to get to you. I'm sorry if it took forever or if you didn't get it yet. It is on its way. But yes, the membership is over 180 already done for you lessons in the membership. Like, that's why I have people sign up for a year, because it really takes a year to get through everything. So everything is in the library. You watch that whenever and as many times as you want and take your time with that. That's the Hair Color Secrets Insider membership. When you sign up for a year, you also get my entire Hair Color Simplified, that entire library for a year. You also get the brand new Fast and Fearless foiling that I just talked about is $197. When you sign up for the year, you get that as part of a bonus in the annual membership. You also get Fearless Formulation 21-day challenge in there as well. You get the level finder, you get my book, you get the melting comb, you get a scale, you get an entire colorist toolbox with all of the things that I use and all of the lessons. Guys, it's $597. It is worth, I just named another over $500 worth of bonuses that you get. And there's a reason that I keep it at that price. I know other people doing programs that their starting price is $19.97 for 12 weeks. 2,000, 3,000, the sky's the limit, but I want to help people. And if you're not making the money that you want to be making, you sure don't have the money to be paying me $3,000 to find out how, because you're not sure. You don't know if you're going to get a result that I'm promising you. You don't know that. So here's some people that are popping in. This is wonderful. This is like, I'm getting my 6-month review. Leslie, I love my yearly membership, game changer. It's paid itself off already. Exactly. If you do the work, you're going to pay that membership off in 2 clients that you're going to do something differently on their hair and have a higher ticket to pay that off. Exactly. It's definitely, and Ashley's one of our new members. Hi, Ashley. Ashley saying she loves the membership. She was just on the coaching call, and it's funny because when I go on the coaching call, I can see everybody, and Ashley stood out right away. She was literally like this, leaning in. She was leaning in and she was smiling the whole entire time. So when you're on the coaching calls, you may not realize that I'm getting energy back from you. If I see people like with that face that I sometimes see when I do in-person hair shows, that really takes me off my game. That energy affects me. If I see somebody looking bored, I'm like, well, now I got to, get my energy up because I need to lift them up. So it's an exchange of energy for sure. I get just as much from you as you get from me. Emma, I'm sold. I've loved the YouTube videos. I'm hooked. Yes, the YouTube videos, a lot of people will say, I'm just going to learn on YouTube. And that's great. I have a lot of great content on YouTube. But when you watch those videos on YouTube and you're getting things from them, can you even imagine, like, why would I put every single thing that I teach on a free platform? There's always more, right? So I keep the juiciest stuff to the hip and save it for the members, because I want them to get that special mentorship, that more deep dive of explaining things much more deeper and in relation to their individual situation. Like seeing the actual photo of their guest and saying, okay, wait, let's do this. And warning, definite warning, I'm not going to just give you an answer. When people first join, they say, what do I do about this? And they want me to say, 5N and 6A for 20 minutes. And I will do that. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but I want to pull it out of you because I know it's in you and I want you to see color a different way. And I want you to figure it out. with me. I don't want to give you the answer. It's like that old saying, like, teach a man to fish and he'll be able to eat the rest of his life. Give him fish and it's only one meal. So, you don't want to do that for people, and you want them to figure it out on their own. Oh, awesome, Claire. She just purchased the book this morning. So I will be signing that and shipping it out. I didn't even see that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yes, the book is the beginning. The book was like the best thing that I ever did, because when I went on to teaching at live in-person shows, they only give me 75 minutes to teach. So I would be doing my Let's Kick Brass class, and I'd be bringing up all these math equations and ways to avoid brassiness. And it was a lot. It was like drinking out of a fire hose. And at the end of the class, people would say, can I buy your book? How can I get more of this? And I was like, come back next year. Like, I didn't have anything to offer them for more. And I didn't have this online education. I was running my salon. I was behind the chair, all the things. So the book was great, because then it was like, you can take a little bit of me home with you and we can finish the conversation and pick up where we left off. Then from the book, it's, the Let's Kick Brass was a one-time Zoom call that was recorded. So that's one class. And then from there, it was, let's do fearless formulation. So it's a journey, guys. I don't just say, oh, go in and watch a balayage video and good luck. Hope it turns out. I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. And I don't really care if you have success. I did not want it to be that. And that's why I created a membership versus a course. A lot of people ask that question, like, what's a membership? It's a community. Like Julie and Leslie and the people that are in the membership, they know each other and they answer each other's questions. So that's the beautiful thing. And that's the part of it that you can't put a price tag on, is having that camaraderie and community. So thank you for all the amazing positive feedback for me. Like, this has been an amazing coffee chat. And again, it's the Corrective Color Remix. It's 3 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 26th, 27th, and 28th of this month. We're going to have a lot of fun in boot camp. It's live. It's going to be streamed into the boot camp Facebook group. Some of you are probably already in there. If you've done a past boot camp, I keep it in the same group so that we have a nice lively group. So you may already be in there, but click on that link that's in this post. Let me see if it'll let me do it here. Click on the link and sign up, even if you are in the Facebook group, because it will be, you'll be getting the emails and the reminders and the PDF little homework sheets and stuff like that for the full boot camp. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to see most of you there. And again, of course, I'll be back next week and we'll be talking about that next week as well. But it was great to see and hear from so many people. Thank you so much for so much interaction. It really is so great to have people interact on these coffee chats. And I will see you all next week. Have a great rest of your week and make some money today.